Thank you so much for your talk. Very interesting. I'm so unfamiliar with the domain, but what's to currently stop us from like signing actual GPS data that's coming from the satellites and then adding those signatures to AVs and stuff like that?
So the main limitation here is that GPS is a one-way system. So the receiver cannot talk back to the satellite. So that rules out majority of cryptographic primitives. And even if the satellites are able to sign the data, which is actually one of the implementations called OSNMA, or the Open Source Navigation Message Authentication, the problem is these signals can still be replayed. So the attacker can record signals somewhere and replay them somewhere else and can still execute spoofing attacks.
That helps a lot, thanks.
Thank you, very interesting talk. I'm Abdullah from Virginia Tech. I have a question regarding that you detect an adversary based on multiple peaks.
Mm-hmm.
Have you considered adversarial peaks with lower power comparable to the legitimate peak? Is there a chance for a false alarm?
Yes. So there are, other than adversarial presence, multipath can also affect or also cause multiple peaks. But there, as you said, the signal strength will be lower, and when SemperFi executes the maneuver, there won't be any discrepancy because the receiver is already tracking legitimate signals. So the GPS measurements will reflect the maneuver. So even if the attacker tries to spoof with a lower power, that won't be any helpful, as the attack, there won't be an attack in the first place. So.
All right, thank you.
Any other questions? So I also have a question. So have you studied how these maneuvers can affect the stability or safety of the UAVs?
Yeah, that's a good question, actually. So the maneuver depends on the environment. So in our test, we have run all our tests in an open setting where there aren't a lot of restrictions around. But modern UAVs have multiple sensors on them that can provide any potential crashes. So for example, there are obstacle avoidance sensors which use vision or even LiDAR to detect these obstacles. But yes, the environment will have an effect on the possible maneuvers that are that the UAV can perform.
Okay.
Hi, I'm Joe Hall from the Internet Society. The Russian military is known for spoofing GPS, and I'm wondering, have we seen any evidence in the current invasion of GPS spoofing attacks that this might actually benefit?
I think a couple of years back, there was an incident in port of Shanghai where like ships were receiving fake GPS signals, and they were forced to the radar screen showed that the ships are moving in a circle. So in attacks like these, once the signals are identified with attenuation and successive interference cancellation, it's possible to mitigate these risks.